tonight, in just a few hours, right after Andrew Wilkow, is For the Record. And I'm telling you, in a year from now, you will understand this series is the best news series, bar none, in all of television. If it was anybody but me, this network, or this opinion, this would win Emmy after Emmy after Emmy. This is real journalism. And the host of the program, who is about to expand her duties greatly here, is Laurie Dhue, and she's with us tonight. We're covering two topics tonight, Laurie. Where do you want to start? You want to start with the Muslim Brotherhood first?
Yes, let's start with Egypt. And Glenn, thank you for the kind words. And I can't take any of the credit for this show. I have to give credit where credit is due, and that is to our unbelievable team of writers and producers. And I know that you know this, but I just want to remind our audience that we have people all around the world reporting for us who are putting their lives in danger to bring us the information that you're going to see on the show tonight.
I will tell you that I get updates on some of the people that we have in danger, and I am gravely concerned about the things that they are around and have to do, but it just makes it more important for you to actually watch it and then use it and pass it on. Bring me up to speed quickly on what we're going to find out tonight on Egypt.
Sure thing. Well, we had to go back to the drawing board. We had completed the first part of our story a few days ago, but obviously with developments happening on such a fast and furious pace in Egypt, we went back and continued our updates until just a couple of hours ago. So what people are going to get tonight is truly the latest and the greatest. We talked to a Muslim journalist in Egypt. Her name is Miriam, and Miriam resigned her position as a very high-profile news anchor in Egypt last year when Morsi came to power. I want to play a clip from that interview with Miriam that we had to leave on the cutting room floor, as it were. Listen to her plea to the American people.
Keep your moral high ground. America, you have been the Big Apple, the land of freedom and democracy. And I love my American friends, and we love you. We are a generation that grew up to believe in your ideals. Please don't let yourself down, and do not support terrorists with your own hard-earned money.
I'm concerned, Laurie, that people just don't understand what's going on. They see all Egyptians the same, and they just see nobody really good, and even the military is not really good, but at least the military is not going to kill everyone, including Muslims, that happen to step out of line with their version of God.
Correct. And I think it was interesting to hear Miriam say that, basically saying, hey, America, you are better than this. It's interesting perspective coming from a Muslim. And, you know, I just want to remind people that the military, the Christians, and the moderate Muslims are all on one side, and the Muslim Brotherhood is on the other side. And I think a lot of people are wondering, well, isn't this the real war on terrorism, and isn't this where we should be focusing?
Yes, it is.
There are also, I think, a lot of questions about what our policy is in this whole situation, and do we really have a policy? You know, it was interesting that there are some Americans in the region who talked with our staff, and they said that U.S. policy here in the Middle East is being viewed and interpreted as no real policy, and it's like the president and the administration are voting present rather than voting yay or voting nay. And Buck Sexton said on our program tonight that the administration has been a few steps behind during several critical junctures of this whole thing, and that there are...
I happen to disagree with this. I think that they are ahead. I think they know exactly what they're doing, at least the real powerful. They are absolutely for the Muslim Brotherhood. We only have a couple of minutes, so let me switch, because the other topic being covered tonight is the NSA. And, you know, we were on this story, and I think For the Record did the story just as this thing broke. And since then, since that last story, a lot has happened. What are we going to see tonight?
Well, we are going to be getting an update from several people who we talked to, including two of the original whistleblowers that we featured in our story just a few months ago. And as you know, Glenn, it's like you can't go on the internet, you can't watch any show without hearing something about the NSA. And just literally in the last 24 hours or so, we're hearing that the FISA court basically busted the NSA, and now the NSA had to come back and say, you know what, we actually were spying on tens of thousands of people. We actually do have all that information. information. So
it's incredible.
We're going to be talking about that in more detail. And, you know, the government has its own Google system as a way to track people. So even though, you know, the NSA is saying, well, we don't have people's names, we just have this data, this metadata. It's all the information they need. So in other words, it's phone calls, it's pictures, it's information. And even if there isn't a name attached to it per se, all they have to do is put in that information and they'll find your name.
Yeah, and people wonder why Steve Schmidt from Google went to work for the United States government and why all these Google people and Facebook people are working. I mean, because the government needs those kinds of people to help put it all together. Laurie, thank you very much.